Ever felt anxious in a relationship, even when things seem good? That constant worry you're not enough or that something will go wrong isn't just in your head. These feelings often trace back to childhood, where love may have felt conditional or unpredictable. If you learned early on that you had to earn affection or manage a parent's moods, it's natural to carry those survival strategies into adult relationships. Recognizing that your anxiety is a learned response, not a personal flaw, is the first step toward healing. When you see the roots of your pain, you can finally start to separate the past from your present and move toward genuine security and love. Narcissistic parenting isn't just about vanity, or a parent simply liking to look at themselves in the mirror. It goes much deeper than that. It's a pervasive pattern where a parent's needs always come first, overshadowing the needs and well-being of their child. The parent operates from a place of self-centeredness. In this dynamic, the child exists primarily to serve the parent's emotional world. The child's own feelings and aspirations become secondary, often completely ignored, as they are subtly, or not so subtly, trained to cater to the parent's needs. Love becomes transactional, a currency to be earned through compliance and meeting the parent's expectations. And empathy is in short supply, leaving the child feeling unseen, unheard, and emotionally invalidated. The parent struggles to understand or acknowledge the child's feelings. The child's feelings are dismissed or punished, creating an environment where expressing vulnerability is met with negativity or indifference. This teaches them to suppress their true self to keep the peace, walking on eggshells to avoid triggering the parent's disapproval or anger. Guilt, comparison, and conditional affection become the norm, fostering a deep sense of inadequacy and self-doubt in the child. This creates a climate of instability and unpredictability, where the child never knows what to expect from one moment to the next. The parent's public persona may seem perfect, often meticulously crafted to present an image of an ideal family. This makes it hard for others to see the manipulation happening at home, as the dysfunction is carefully concealed behind closed doors. This leaves the child isolated, trapped in a reality that no one else seems to acknowledge or understand, doubting their own reality, questioning their perceptions and experiences because they constantly clash with the parent's narrative. The result? A deep confusion about love, struggling to understand what healthy love looks and feels like, and self-worth that can last a lifetime, impacting relationships, career choices, and overall well-being. Recognizing these patterns is crucial for understanding your own struggles and beginning the journey of healing. It's not your fault. You were shaped by an environment that demanded you adapt to survive, and that survival came at a cost. In a narcissistic home where empathy is scarce and attention is conditional, children develop survival tools, often unconsciously, like people-pleasing, constantly seeking external validation to feel worthy. They learn to prioritize the needs and desires of others, especially the narcissistic parent, above their own. And perfectionism, striving for an unattainable ideal to earn a shred of approval. They become experts at reading moods, anticipating the needs and whims of the narcissistic parent, suppressing their own needs, emotions, and authentic selves to avoid conflict or disapproval, and striving to be the good child, the one who never rocks the boat and always complies. Approval is fleeting, a rare and precious commodity, so they learn to perform for love, seeking validation through achievements and external accomplishments, and avoid mistakes at all costs, fearing the inevitable criticism and devaluation that follows any perceived imperfection. Perfectionism becomes a shield, a way to protect themselves from judgment and maintain a semblance of control. If they're flawless, maybe they'll finally be accepted, truly seen, and unconditionally loved. But this creates relentless pressure, an unbearable weight of expectation, and fear of failure, a constant anxiety that undermines their self-worth. Mistakes aren't just errors. They're not simply learning opportunities. They're threats to love and safety, perceived as evidence of their inadequacy and worthlessness. These coping mechanisms become ingrained, deeply embedded in their psyche, shaping how they approach every relationship, creating patterns of behavior that are difficult to break. The result is a rigid, anxious way of living, a constant state of hypervigilance, always bracing for criticism or rejection, anticipating the next blow. These patterns aren't choices. They aren't conscious decisions made with free will. They're survival. They were necessary adaptations in a toxic environment. Healing starts with recognizing, with compassionate self-awareness, how deeply these tools are woven into your life and understanding their origins. The survival toolkit from childhood doesn't disappear. It becomes the script for adult relationships. People-pleasing turns into losing yourself in a partner, while perfectionism fuels the fear of not being good enough. You might hide your true feelings, overanalyze every interaction, and constantly seek approval. Real intimacy requires vulnerability, but if you learn that being authentic led to rejection, it's hard to let your guard down. This anxiety can push partners away, reinforcing the belief that you're unlovable. Breaking the cycle means learning to trust your own worth, not just your partner's approval. Anxious attachment is the legacy of a childhood spent earning love. You crave reassurance, fear abandonment, and may lose yourself in relationships. Trust is hard, even with loyal partners, because deep down you expect love to vanish. You might adopt your partner's interests, avoid conflict, and struggle to set boundaries. Over-efforting, always being the one who tries harder, becomes your default. These patterns are exhausting and prevent true security. Recognizing them is the first step to change. You can learn to value yourself apart from anyone else's approval. The journey of healing often begins with a simple yet profound act, turning your attention inward. It's about shifting the focus from the external world, with all its demands and distractions, to the quiet landscape of your inner self. After a lifetime of focusing on the needs and expectations of others, it's time to gently redirect that energy. Start noticing your own feelings, acknowledging them without judgment or criticism. What sensations are present in your body? What emotions are bubbling beneath the surface? Set aside a dedicated time each day, even if it's just for a few minutes, to check in with yourself. Create a quiet space where you can be present with your thoughts and feelings, without the pressure to fix or change anything. This is a time for gentle self-observation. Accept all your emotions, even the uncomfortable ones. Accept even the ones you were taught to hide, suppress, or deny. Recognize that every emotion, no matter how painful, carries valuable information. Your feelings are valid. They are a natural and essential part of being human. They're signals about your needs and boundaries, alerting you to situations that may be harmful or beneficial to your well-being. Learn to express emotions safely and constructively. Find healthy outlets for your emotions, such as journaling, moving your body through exercise or dance, or practicing saying how you feel in a safe and private space, like in front of a mirror. Start small with assertive statements like, "I felt hurt when you said that," or "I need some time to myself right now." It will feel vulnerable, especially at first. But each time you honor your truth and express your feelings, you reinforce the powerful message that your feelings matter, that you matter. This isn't about confrontation or aggression. It's fundamentally about self-respect, about honoring your own inner experience. Over time, with consistent practice, expressing your needs and emotions becomes less scary and more manageable. It becomes more natural, more fluid, and more integrated into your daily life. You're building a new foundation of self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. And you're cultivating authenticity, living in alignment with your true self, rather than trying to conform to external expectations. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward healing, toward wholeness, and toward a more fulfilling and authentic life. Self-compassion is your greatest ally on this journey. Old patterns will resurface, but meet them with kindness, not criticism. Reparent yourself. Offer the acceptance, validation, and comfort you always needed. Celebrate small victories and forgive your setbacks. As you build self-worth, you'll attract healthier relationships and feel less desperate for reassurance. True intimacy is about two whole people sharing their lives, not losing yourself to be loved. You are worthy of love just as you are. Begin by giving that love to yourself.